Long time ago, there was a merchant who was very rich. He used to go to far places at time to time to do his business. Once, he set out for his journey, putting a few eatables in his pocket. When he was coming back after finishing his business, on the fourth day of his journey, he felt the heat scorching, so he branched from his rope and came to a walnut tree where a fountain of clear water was running. He took some food, drank water, and took some rest there. As he was taking some rest, he saw a huge genie coming angrily towards him.
Arise and let me kill you, as you have killed my son.
Sir, may I know what I have done to you, so that you've come to kill me?
I shall kill you, as you have killed my son.
But how can I have killed your son? I do not know him, and have never even seen him.
When you arrived here, did you not sit on the ground? And did you not take some dates from your wallet? And whilst eating them, did you not throw the stones about?
Yes, I certainly did so.
Then I tell you, you have killed my son. For whilst you were throwing about the stones, my son passed by, and one of them struck him in the eye and killed him. So I shall kill you.
Sir, forgive me.
I will have no mercy on you.
But I killed your son quite unintentionally, so I beg you to spare my life.
I shall kill you as you have killed my son.
One word more, I entreat you. Grant me a little delay, just a short time to go home, sir, and bid my wife and children farewell, and to make my will. When I have done this, I will come back here, and you shall kill me.
But if I grant you the delay you ask, I am afraid you will not come back here.
I give you my word of honor that I will come back without fail.
How long do you require?
I ask you for a year's grace. I promise you that tomorrow, after 12 months, I shall be waiting under these trees to give myself up to you.
On this, the genie left him near the fountain and disappeared. The merchant, having recovered from his fright, mounted his horse and went on his road. When the merchant arrived home, his wife and children received him with the greatest joy. But instead of embracing them, he began to weep so bitterly.
Tell us, I pray you, what has happened?
Alas, I have only a year to live.
Then he told them what had passed between him and the genie, and how he had given his word to return at the end of a year to be killed. When they heard this sad news, they were in despair and wept much. The next day, the merchant began to settle his affairs, and first of all to pay his debts. He gave presents to his friends and large alms to the poor. The year soon passed away, and he was obliged to depart. At length, he reached the place where he had first seen the genie on the very day that he had appointed. He dismounted and sat down at the edge of the fountain, where he awaited the genie in terrible suspense. Whilst he was thus waiting, an old man leading a gazelle came towards him.
May I ask you, brother, what brought you to this desert place where there are so many evil genies about?
Oh, sir, such is my fate.
Then he told them what had passed between him and the genie and how he had given his word to return at the end of a year to be killed.
This is a most marvelous affair. I should like to be a witness of your interview with the genie.
In the meantime, another old man came there with his 2 black dogs. He also asked them what were they doing there. He also got curious to know the fate of the merchant, so he also sat down there with them. In the meantime, a 3rd man with a she-mule also came there, and he also sat down there with them in curiosity. They soon saw in a distance a thick smoke like a cloud of dust. This smoke came nearer and nearer, and then all at once it vanished, and they saw the genie who approached the merchant.
Get up and let me kill you as you killed my son.
Oh, King of the Genie, I beg of you to stay your fury and to listen to me. I am going to tell you my story and that of the gazelle I had with me. And if you find it more marvelous than that of the merchant whom you are about to kill, I hope that you will do away with a 3rd part of his punishment.
Shahrazad at this point, seeing that it was day and knowing that the Sultan always rose very early to attend the council, stopped speaking.
Wow, sister, it is a wonderful story.
The rest is still more wonderful, and you would say so if the Sultan would allow me to live another day.
I won't slay her until I hear some more of a wondrous tale.
All this time, the Grand Vizier was in a terrible state of anxiety. But he was much delighted when he saw the Sultan enter the council chamber without giving the terrible command that he was expecting. The next morning, before the day broke,
Dear sister, if you are not asleep, do tell us about the pleasant tales of Aladdin and the magic lamp.
As Aladdin sat on the stairs in utter misery and wept about his predicament, he began to rub his hands together. All at once, there was some smoke, and an enormous genie appeared before him.
I am not your service master. Ask me whatever you want. I am the slave of whoever wears my master's ring.
Oh, slave of the ring, I want you to carry me to the surface of the earth.
As soon as he finished his words, the earth opened up and he found himself out of the cave from where he entered the cave. Aladdin arose and ran towards the city.
Mother! I want you to know something. That evil man tried to take my life. He cannot be my uncle. His only wish was to use me so that he could get what he wanted. His fondness for me was only pretension.
Truly, the man is a dangerous criminal. How foolish am I to think of him as your uncle. Next day,
Mother, please fetch me the lamp I brought with me. I'll go and sell it and buy some food with the money.
So Aladdin's mother fetched the lamp for her son, but she saw the lamp was exceedingly dirty. My son, here's the lamp, but it is dirty. I think that it will sell for more if we wash it and polish it. Then she began to rub the lamp with it. How a However, all of a sudden, a gigantic genie appeared.
Tell me what you want, mistress. I am your slave, and to anyone who holds the lamp.
Aladdin's mother fell to the ground in a faint. Aladdin heard the slave talking to his mother, rushed over.
Ask my lord, whatever you want.
Oh, slave of the lamp, I'm hungry. I want you to fetch something for me to eat. And let that something be delicious.
Genie served 12 golden platters of different kinds of meat, delicious dainties, bread whiter than snow. After setting all these things before Aladdin,
Here is what you desire. If you would like anything else, just tell me.
I don't need anything else right now, but if I do, I'll summon you. Now you can go. Get up, mother. Let's eat this food.
throw away the lamp and the ring. They can only cause us a great deal of problems.
No, mother. It's impossible for me to throw away the lamp or the ring. But I will hide the lamp from your sight, and you will never have to see the genie again.
Do as your wish, my son. Aladdin and his mother continued eating the food that Genie had brought them. Aladdin took one of the platters to sell it.
My boy, if you indeed have something to sell to me, all you have to do is to show it. I'll pay you a good price. My son, this platter is pure gold and it's worth 70 dinars. If you agree to this price, you may have the money.
Huh?
Aladdin accepted the money generously, and the day on he would bring the platters to the goldsmith, and so he and his mother were soon in better circumstances. After a few years, Aladdin became known and loved by most of the folk in the bazaar. One day, after rising at dawn and heading for the jeweller's bazaar, he heard that the lady Badr al-Budur, the Sultan's daughter, was visiting the bazaar. When Sultan's daughter had made the rounds of the city, she raised her veil and her face glittered like a bright sun. Aladdin caught the glimpses of her and fell in love with her. When he returned home, "My son, what happened to you?"
Mother, I cannot rest until I won the heart of my darling, the beautiful lady, Badr al-Budur. I'm determined to seek her hand.
Don't talk this way. Somebody might hear you and declare you insane.
I'm quite aware of that. I'm the child of poor parents. Despite all this, I'm not going to let myself be discouraged. I shall die if I cannot win the heart of my darling.
Now tell me, my son, if and only if I ask for his daughter's hand in marriage, what can we offer that suits his exalted position?
Since you brought up the subject of a gift, I can offer the king something that no other monarch in the world has ever seen. I know for sure how priceless our gems are. Now please bring me the bowl so that I can put some of them in there and arrange them in a splendid way. You see how magnificent this present is for the Sultan? Now you have no excuse, so please take this bowl and put my request to the Sultan. Don't worry yourself, mother. Remember, I have the lamp that provides me with the right answers.
Next day, Aladdin's mother took the bowl full of jewels to the palace, which she wrapped up in a fine kerchief.
Bring that woman to me, so that I can find what she wants and grant her request. Woman, tell me now if there is a request that you want of me.
Truly, my lord, there is something I would like to request. But before I do this, I would like you to grant me your protection, because your highness may find my petition highly unusual.
Tell me your request, for you are under the protection of the Almighty.
Great king, I have a son named Aladdin. One day, he had a glimpse of the lady, Badr al-Budur, the Sultan's daughter. Ever since the time he looked at her, he has demanded that I go and ask permission from your highness for him to wed your daughter. Therefore, I hope your highness will be merciful. I beg you not to punish us.
After she said, everyone in the palace started laughing at her.
Tell me, what is that you have been carrying in your mantilla?
She immediately opened the mantilla and set a bowl of jewels before him.
Never in my life have I seen anything as beautiful as these jewels.
I don't think that I have a single one in my treasury like these. Whoever makes a present like this to me deserves to become the bridegroom of my daughter. As far as I can see, nobody is more worthy than this man. I want you to go and tell your son that I am a man of my word, but he can have my daughter only on the condition that he has to get me 40 platters of pure gold, all brimful with gems, with as many as male and female servants. If your son can provide this, then I will marry him to my daughter.
Aladdin's mother departed with a shock.
Tell me, what happened?
The Sultan received me with all due honor and had marveled at the extraordinary size of the jewels. But the Sultan replied with a list of demands. He expects you to give him a reply right away.
Mother, please calm down. The Sultan has demanded such extraordinary gifts that he can deter me from marrying his daughter. The fact is that he's demanded much less than I had expected. Do me a favor and go out to purchase the food for dinner.
Aladdin took the lamp and rubbed it. Immediately the slave appeared.
Ask, my lord, whatever you want.
I've asked permission from the Sultan to marry his daughter, and he has demanded 40 platters of the purest gold, and all to be filled with gems that come from the garden in the underground cave. They are to be carried on the heads of 40 male and female servants. I want you to bring them to me at once.
As you request, my lord.
When Aladdin's mother returned home, and when she entered the house, she saw the servants and jewels.
All this has come from the marvelous lamp.
Mother, please take this to the Sultan at once so that he'll know that I'm prepared to provide him with all he wants and more.
As Aladdin's mother walked forward as the servants followed her in fine procession, the Sultan was extremely astonished and captivated by the jewels and servants.
My lord, this small token is the least we could do to honor the lady Badr al-Budur. Actually, she really deserves much more than this.
Go to your son and tell him that I have accepted this gift and shall keep my word. My daughter shall be his bride and he my son-in-law. This very night will be the beginning of the marriage festivities. Only he must come here without delay.
You'll be glad once you hear my news. The Sultan has accepted your offer and you are now engaged to the lady Badr al-Budur. You are to be married to her this very night, my son.
Thank you, Mother. I'm so happy to hear the news.
Aladdin took the lamp and rubbed it. Immediately, the genie appeared.
Ask, my lord, whatever you want.
I want you to fetch me the most expensive and regal garments that surpass anything ever worn by a king. And fetch me a stallion fit for a king, and let his trappings be studded with gold and the finest jewels. I want you to produce a dozen servants incomparably beautiful and magnificently dressed, so that they can accompany my mother to the royal palace.
As you command.
Aladdin dressed like a prince and mounted his horse with servants in front and behind. Once Aladdin reached the palace,
My lord, thanks for your generosity. You have promised me the hand of your daughter, and I hope you will grant me a plot of land where I can build a pavilion suitable for your daughter.
My son, look around you and choose whatever ground you deem suitable for your plans. But I think the best place would be to build your palace on that broad ground over here facing my palace.
I could wish for nothing better than to be near you, Your Highness.
Aladdin mounted his horse and rode from the palace and reached his home. Once there, he took the lamp and rubbed it. Immediately, the genie appeared.
Ask, my lord, whatever you want.
I have an important and urgent task for you. I want you to build me a palace in front of the Sultan's palace right away. It must be marvelous and furnished royally with every possible comfort.
As you request, my lord.
Before daybreak, he finished the palace and disappeared. As the sun began to shine, the Sultan rose from his sleep and went to his window, from which he saw a new grand palace opposite to his palace. Every soul in the city was wonderstruck by the spectacle. Meanwhile, the bands played with a splendid marriage feast was displayed in the palace. The marriage contract had been signed between Aladdin and the lady Badr al-Budur. The king summoned the Qazis and witnesses.
My only satisfaction is that the little boy has perished in that cave, and I can only hope that someday I may still hold the lamp.
He took a magical square box and studied them carefully to make sure of Aladdin's death and determine the exact position of the lamp. He became furious when he knew that Aladdin was alive.
I have suffered more pain than any other mortal could bear because of that lamp, and that boy did not have to do a thing for it to fall into his hands. All the more reasons why I must destroy him.
Wow, this is the most enchanting story I've heard, sister.
The rest is still more wonderful, and you would say so. If the Sultan would allow me to live another day and would give me leave to tell it to you the next night.
I'll wait for some more time. I can kill her any day.
Do you wish to see load of stories here? Then please subscribe this channel. Along with your friends and family, enjoy all the videos of MagicBox. MagicBox English, a place to learn lot of good things with happiness. Don't forget to subscribe.